Okay, guys, we are back with more Please Be Happy. And I think that this is just a Lena scene that we've done already, so I'm just gonna click into it and then we'll just read a little bit and then like kind of just go on. Also, you guys like the layout? Yeah, I've used this for other stuff, but I haven't used this for Please Be Happy. I keep putting myself on the screen like that kind of a setup for it only a few days after. Okay, yep. We've already boop 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 boop.
As ready as
But yeah,
always.
I've used this for other stuff, but I just haven't used it for Please Be Happy. I
You're
keep using the
nervous?
setup where I like
So that all
am like
changes
on the screen with it, and I'm like, I kind of like this one a lot better. Yeah, I'm like a little smaller, and I don't really like that too much.
Okay.
But like,
I can
I prefer everything else about it so much more. So I'm like, oh, it's a small sacrifice to make. I'll take it. I'll take it.
okay. And that
Also, if you can't tell, I mean, I
sure.
don't know if I can, if it even is, but my eyes are like tracking better, and they're like squinting a lot less and stuff like that. And that's because I'm doing two things. First, I got a key light. I like an actual key light that goes like right on top of my computer that shines down on my face to help keep it all lighted up. Well, I have a lamp off to the side. I used to only have like a lamp that pointed at like at a weird angle on my face and it didn't work too well. Oh, okay. My paws carry me across wet leaves and mud. Oh wait, I'll just finish it. I'll just finish it. And then outside of just getting the key light, I'm also just not wearing my glasses right now. I think I need to start investing in some contacts because like it's just like slightly blurry. It's not like bad enough to like give me a headache or anything right now. It's just like slightly blurry. So whatever. My paws carry me across wet leaves and mud. Fog has crept into the forest as stealthily as me. Glimpses of the sky are rare between the trees and the mist. The wild mountains and hills are hidden as well out of sight, but not mind. I run, filled with a sense of purpose. It lines my steps and pulls me in the right direction. I'm going to see someone I care about very much and who cares about me. Somehow, we found each other, my person. The path to follow is engraved in my body and mind, almost instinctual. A warm smile, a gentle touch, a kind word. These are things that draw me forward. I slow down as I get closer to my destination and to the silhouette waiting for me. It's impossibly bright as I approach, my heart pounding in anticipation like the sun has descended to greet my person too. It matches the feeling in my chest, warming my soul and fur. So bright that when my person turns around, stooping low to greet me, light is all that I can see. I don't need to see her. But I don't need to see, only hear. That voice that I could never forget.
Little fox, where is your home?
That happened with the Aspen route too, and I was like, oh, is it gonna happen here? Because I was remembering that. I was like, this feels a lot like that Aspen scene. Oh, it is that Aspen scene, but instead it's with Juliet. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that so much. I open my eyes to my darkened room. My nap must have lasted a couple hours, longer than I expected it to. The moon and stars are already out. I can barely remember what I did for the rest of my day. Before I took my nap. Breakfast with Juliet was quiet, and we didn't talk about last night. I'm sure she'll bring it up when she's ready. After a quick check-in with Aspen on the phone, I went through work like a zombie, mindlessly making my way through my tasks. After closing up, I'd planned to just catch a quick snooze, but the late nights and exercise I've been getting finally caught up to me. The last few seconds of my dream replay in my mind while I lie in my bed facing the wall. That touch, that voice. I can't say for sure whose they were. As I come to my senses, I start to notice something out of the ordinary, a sound drifting up from out downstairs. Music? Rolling out of bed, I go and crack my door open. Sure enough, the sounds of a violin and piano waft their way up through the library. There's another sound too, Juliet talking to someone. Her words are muffled by the distance and the music, but I can tell from the soft tones that it's her. I wonder if the other vampire, Ezekiel, is here. I don't hear a second voice though. I draw in a shaky breath to prepare myself and then head downstairs. The music gets louder as I approach the main room, until I finally discover its source. Juliet set up an old record player on one of the library tables. A small stack of dusty records sit next to it, the sleeves all frayed around the edges. As I round the corner, the soft murmur of Juliet's words becomes coherent. And I pause for a moment to listen, still out of sight.
You and Aspen would make great friends, I'm sure. The two of you have always been such dreamers, born for worlds greater than our own. She's at the start of her own new adventure. I can't wait to see where it takes her. Whatever it takes to make those dreams come true, I know she'll find it within herself.
I start to tiptoe around the corner, curious to see who it is Juliet's
And
speaking
as
with.
for Miho,
I freeze again, halfway there.
there's simply too much to say about her. I wouldn't even know where to begin. But there is one thing that I'm quite certain of.
I step around the wall to find Juliet at the other side of the room with her back to me. She stands near Cosette's portrait, one hand on the frame, the same as she placed it on my shoulder last night.
I'm sure you would have loved her too.
Both of us remain motionless, locked in place. Did I hear her right? Did I understand her right? A few seconds later, the song that was playing comes to an end, and the sound from the record player becomes soft static as the needle scratches the empty center. It breaks the spell that bound us. Juliet turns around slowly, gracefully. Her elegance feels like such a contrast to the way I stand there awkwardly, processing what I heard. She acknowledges me with a smile, but walks past me and then goes to the record player. She carefully lifts the needle and turns the record over, and then lowers it again. Soon the sound of music fills the air once more. Now Juliet approaches me, one hand outstretched towards me.
Shall we dance?
I don't know
yes.
how.
She'll lead. Juliet will lead, it's fine. Even as I say that, I reach out for her as well, placing my hands in hers.
That's okay. It's quite simple. I'll show you.
Juliet gently pulls me forward, and I reach her in just a few steps. Oh, let's go. She holds our linked hands out to the side and wraps her other arm around me. I just kind of stand there, letting her guide me. My heart feels like it's going to jump out of my chest, but I keep myself calm, focusing on the motions instead. We sway from side to side in time with the music, just turning a small circle in place. It's harder than I expect, and I stumble more than once as I try to mimic what she's doing. I've never been this close to Juliet for so long before, or to any other person. We start to move more as Juliet takes tiny steps around the room, and I do my best to keep up with her, although I'm always half a beat late. Once I step on her foot by accident, and I'm the one who winces.
It's okay.
She takes it in stride, not missing a step. The song ends and another starts, and we keep going. Little by little, I'm getting the hang of it, although I still feel clumsy and make mistakes, but I'm able to get into the flow, stepping in time with Juliet instead of just after. Just inches away from her face, Juliet looks into my eyes and I gulp nervously, but stare back. Are we gonna get a smooch? Are we gonna get a kiss? Oh! Trying to focus on both her and my feet.
Quite a lot about what you said yesterday.
Oh yeah?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. My voice is barely a whisper, a croak. I can tell that I'm blushing furiously. Being with her like this, I have a feeling I already know what she's going to say, but that doesn't stop my heart from racing. Juliet nods, her forehead almost bumping against mine. She leans in and kisses me. Oh, let's go! Oh my gosh! I did it I think last time we were talking, because it's been a little while, 2-3 weeks since I last recorded this. It's been oh yeah, it has been 3 weeks. Oh my gosh. And then in there I was talking about oh yeah, I like that it's taking a little bit slower. And you know what? It did take it slower than in Aspen's route, but I think it took a good amount of time. It took the proper amount of time, I feel. Oh my gosh. This is such a cute scene. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. The music builds to a crescendo as Juliet's lips find mine, and we both close our eyes. I surrender all thoughts and fears, aware of nothing but the feeling of our kisses and the gentle rhythm of our dance. Juliet's fingers curl tightly around my hand, and I squeeze back, not needing any words to communicate. With her other arm still around me, Juliet holds me close and tight, and I wrap my free arm around her too. We rock and sway as I trust my body to do the thinking for me. I find it easier to move in time with her. The two of us dance around the library as I get her lead and I follow. As I let her lead and I follow, feeling warm and alive and complete. Even when we end our kiss, we stay like this, close together with hands linked tightly. The blush in her face is still there, but I think it looks good on her. I rest my head on Juliet's shoulder, and she tilts hers against mine. Oh, as if she even needed to say it. Oh, that was great. Oh, I loved that. Oh my gosh. Please. Oh, this is just how the game normally loads. I was saying that like, oh, please don't say that you're going into the last chapter. I'm not ready for the last chapter yet. That the last chapter's so short. If we're going into the last one already, oh my gosh, I can't handle that. That's what that pause made me think, and it made me scared because I'm not ready for it to be over yet. So we still got a lot of time left, it seems. I mean, I think we're at like 25%. I think we still have like 25-ish% left of the game. So, we still have a decent little bit. Juliet and I talk and dance and kiss into the night until sleepiness manages to overwhelm my excitement and I have to go to bed. Even as my head hits the pillow, I'm looking forward to waking up tomorrow and seeing Juliet again. When I do open my eyes a few hours later, that feeling of elation hasn't left me and gets me to bounce out of bed and get ready in a hurry. I stare at my own reflection in the mirror as I brush my teeth and wash my face. I don't look any different than usual, of course, but I half expected to. My lips tingle with the memory of Juliet's against mine and the tender look on her face, a look meant just for me. After I finish washing up, I hurry downstairs to breakfast, taking the stairs 2 at a time. I practically slide into the kitchen.
Aspen!
It's not just Juliet sitting at the table, but Aspen too.
Hello to you.
Oh, Aspen's the best. I love her. Although Juliet's greeting is pretty typical, there's a new warmth in her voice that makes me blush.
I thought you weren't going to be coming to breakfast anymore, Aspen.
I said I wouldn't be here as frequently, not that I wouldn't be here at all. Besides, it's a special occasion. It's not every day that your two best friends start dating.
You already know?
It hasn't even been a full day. It hasn't even been more than a few hours.
I hope you don't mind. I spoke with Aspen yesterday, in fact.
Nah, I don't. She'd figure it out pretty fast anyway.
Actually, I was hoping I could talk with you as well, Miho. If that's alright.
Oh?
Sure. What is it?
That feels like slightly ominous.
Mind if we go outside?
I glance at Juliet, who's standing up from the table. She gives us a friendly wave towards the door.
Go on. I haven't started cooking yet, so it'll be a little while before breakfast.
What's
is
this
ready.
about? What's this about?
Okay.
I get up and head out the front door, with Aspen close behind me. The two of us stand beside each other on the porch, the early morning sun just starting to shine over the hills. Late nights and early mornings. I've had plenty of both, but that's okay. I have things worth staying up for and things worth waking up early for. Next to me, Aspen fidgets with her hair and hat, while I wait for her to find her words. I seem to be doing that a lot lately, too. I have an idea what the topic might be, but not what she wants to say about it. This is the first time we've been alone together since she went home.
So, Miho, you probably remember, even if I don't, that I, said some things to you last time we saw each other.
Yeah.
How do you know this? Did Juliet tell you? I'm assuming Juliet told you. How could I forget? How could I forget? I swallow a lump in my throat, trying to just listen to Aspen without getting ahead of myself.
Although the actual memory, well, memories are a blur to me. I wrote a lot of my feelings down in my journal over the past couple months, including that evening after I left.
Oh?
It's weird, I have to say, to see all that written in my own handwriting, but not to connect to it or feel it anymore. But I can tell how much I treasured the time I spent with you. I hope that doesn't sound rude. I know you were and are a very, very important person in my life. And I'm very grateful for all the time we've spent together, both before and after that. You're still, or again, a dear friend of mine. Yesterday, Juliet told me about the two of you. She wanted to make sure I was okay with it before giving you an answer. I swear, she's selfless to a fault sometimes.
She's such a homie. She's like, yeah, Aspen, I know you don't really remember this girl, but, like, you had feelings for her, and she, didn't really reject you, but she didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? But she still needs to, get Aspen's permission. That's a homie. That's a homie right there.
She really is.
Anyway, I told her that of course I don't mind. I'm perfectly happy with us remaining as just friends, and I couldn't be more excited for you. Both of you deserve all the joy in the world. I've been
Aww.
trying to figure out how to talk to you about everything, and what I even wanted to say, so it was relief to have this reason to say it. I'm sorry for putting it off for so long.
It's okay. I wasn't sure how to bring it up either. I'm really glad though. I like being your friend and I don't want that to change, even if we had to start over.
I hold up my arms and Aspen comes forward to give me a hug. It's different from hugging Juliet, of course, but still nice. I'm also relieved to hear how Aspen feels and that she won't be hurt by seeing Juliet and me together. It's still painful to have lost all that time we shared, but at least we're both eager to rebuild it. Aspen pats me on the back before she steps away.
I certainly feel much better after saying all that. Come on, let's go join Juliet again.
Right behind ya.
Back inside, there's a sizzling sound coming from the kitchen, as well as the delicious smell of cooking meat. Aspen and I enter to find Juliet frying bacon as well as preparing the usual
That
dishes.
smells so good.
It should be ready before too much longer. Go ahead and sit down and I'll bring it to you soon.
Okay.
We hardly ever have meat, so this is a rare treat. I used to have it a lot more before moving into the library, even if I had to scrounge for it. Aspen and I take our places at the table, and soon Juliet brings all the food she prepared and sets it down. While Aspen and I both load up our plates and dig in, Juliet just nibbles on some bread and sips her tea contentedly.
You know, it's not fair that you always make us such good food, even though you can't taste it.
I don't mind. I'm perfectly satisfied seeing the two of you enjoy it.
Aww.
Yeah, but you worked so hard. I guess there's no way around it though, huh?
Oh, right. You mentioned that to me as well not long ago. So is all food the same to you?
I can still taste things, but just barely. And I can appreciate the textures of different dishes too. But yes, for the most part, it's like an afterthought of flavor.
So, like drinking a flavored sparkling water, then?
Ugh, sparkling
I've
water
grown
sucks.
accustomed to it over the years, to the point where I can't even remember what things used to taste like. Perhaps that's a blessing in disguise.
We make short work of everything Juliet cooked, not even leaving behind a crust of bread. After helping us clean up, Aspen departs for the Bell House, and Juliet and I are left alone at the kitchen table. I'm glad that we've gotten more comfortable with silence, because I'm not totally sure what I should say or be doing now. As different as things may be, we're still the same people. Even though I want to talk with and be with Juliet more, I haven't magically become more eloquent. It would be nice if my magic did work like that, though. The best thing to do would probably be to just tell Juliet what I'm thinking. After all, I was being open about my feelings that got me to... It was being open about my feelings that got me to this point in the first place, so there's no reason to stop now.
Hey, so I have a question about something Aspen said.
Hmm?
She said that you and I are dating now. Is that true?
Are you pranking me, bruh? Is this a prank?
I guess what I mean is, I love you, and you said you love me too, so... now what? I know
What do we do
what
now?
dating is, but not how to do it, if that makes sense. You probably already know that, though. I just want to make sure I don't do anything wrong.
Juliet stands, offering me her hand. I accept, of course, and stand up as well. She takes my other hand in hers and faces me, almost like we're dancing.
There is no wrong way. Dating, lovers,
Ah, sorry about my
partners,
desk.
they're all just words. I'm happy to use any of them, if they feel right to you. What matters to me isn't what we call it, but what we feel. And I feel that being around you reminds me what it's like to exist, and to celebrate being alive, and to find joy in everyday moments. That every second we spend together is more special because you're with me. When I say that I love you, I mean that I love you, Miho.
Stop. This isn't even being said to me, but I'm getting all blushy about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, imagine if someone actually said something like this sweet to me, to you. I almost said to me, but I wanted to pose that as a question to you guys. Like, man, dating sims really do give people unrealistic expectations. Ugh.
Not just who you could be or who we could be, but who you are now. So please don't feel that you have to change for me, or behave a certain way. Just being yourself is all that I could ask for.
My face feels so hot you could fry a slice of bacon on it. Same. I'm not embarrassed, but Juliet saying all those things about me is so wonderfully new and exciting that my body doesn't know how else to respond. I like hearing them. Though, and it helps put me at ease.
Okay. I can do that.
Still keeping my hand in hers, Juliet leans forward and kisses me, making my lips tingle again. I'm pretty sure I could get used to this. But can it last? The question permeates everything for me. For the past couple days, it feels like we've danced around the tension, the unspoken question. Is what we have, whatever words we use to describe it, enough to make Juliet want to stay here? I shouldn't expect one night to make up her mind. I'm sure she'll tell me when she's ready. Yeah, you gotta give her a little bit of time on that one. If the answer is no, though, if I do get used to this and to being with Juliet, then will there ever be a time where I'm ready? Once again, I force those thoughts away. The nature of our relationship has changed, but my goals haven't. No matter what's coming in the future, I want to enjoy these moments with Juliet now, and hope that they'll be enough for her too. Based. Okay, let's go to... let's go to the Bell House, why not? I did the thing where I didn't know what I wanted to order, so I absentmindedly ordered something I didn't actually want. Now I'm sitting here with a black coffee that's way more than I bargained for. I mean, it's good quality coffee, it's just... Oh wait, duh, I can get myself sugar and creamer from the little counter with the napkins and stirs. I just get sweet drinks so often I forget those are there. Let's see. How much sugar and cream is the right amount? 1 each? Blech, it's still so bitter. Let's try one more. Nope, not enough. Let's put 5 more. While I'm here, I might as well keep some sugars and creams in my pocket since they're free. I think I catch an employee staring at me. She's probably thinking about what a good idea this is. My coffee is so yummy now. I'm a genius. Hello. Hello. Oh, it's the kids. Bop, 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 bop. Hang on. There we go. Click. This is probably going to be the last thing that we do in this episode, is just clicking through this stuff. Just because I do got to be going here in just a couple of minutes. Wait, what? What is this thing that I just got? What? Hang on, we can talk about whatever this is. I just got... Oh, it was from 6 People Collabs, a bunch more... Oh, a new version of VTube Studio just released. Let's go. 6 People Collabs, a bunch more VFX. Wait, you can do your... Oh! Ah!
And I said that was fine as long as he didn't... Hey! I thought you
There
were
we go.
asleep. Not that I'm not glad to see you.
I should be, but I wasn't able to fall asleep. After tossing and turning for an hour, I thought I'd come and visit you instead. How's the library today?
Fine, same as always, pretty much. Those kids I told you about the other day are back. They asked if they could do their project on the library. And I said that was fine as long as he didn't cause any trouble.
I point to the table where the 3 students are sitting close together, talking quietly amongst themselves.
How lovely. I hope they're able to find what they're looking for here.
Me too. Something really weird happened too. 2 of them, Armand and Pippa, forgot me like usual.
Are we potentially gonna get an answer to how Cello does?
But the mermaid Cello was able to remember my name from last time.
Really? That is quite strange. You haven't noticed or felt anything different?
Nope. I decided not to think about it too much. Otherwise, I'll just drive myself crazy.
A sound decision. Still, it's something worth keeping in mind.
I nod. Just then, Armand and Cello both stand up and start heading over to the desk, while Pippa stays at the table.
Oh, and...
My name is Juliet. You must be Cello and Armand, right?
Does everyone here know our names? Don't tell me we forgot her too.
Oh, no, nothing like that. I simply heard from Miho.
Juliet's the one who owns the library. I think I mentioned her last time.
Oh, that's perfect. You see, we wanted to ask...
She blushes, looking a little embarrassed. Armand steps forward bravely.
Show us around. I can tell this isn't an ordinary library, but I want to know more about it.
Sorry to ask for such a big favor, especially since you're already letting us work here.
It would be my pleasure. Miho?
Yeah, I don't mind. Juliet's a real expert, though.
Really? Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
From across the library, Pippa loudly shushes Armand. This time he doesn't acknowledge her.
Where should we begin?
Our project is supposed to be on a special place in Wellington, so whatever makes this library special.
We can begin with the books then. I've been collecting them for quite a while.
The 4 of us head to the shelves where Juliet points out a few
These are
older
several
books.
first-hand accounts of life here in New Zealand, or Wellington in particular. Some are written by the indigenous people, the Maori, while others are by people who came later. It's important to read history from a variety of sources, and I've done my best to offer just that.
I love learning about the past. I can even tell you about the future too sometimes.
Ooh, smart
I
boy,
quite
smart boy.
agree. Every person from all walks of life have a perspective all their own. I've been privileged to learn so many of them.
What are these in the glass cases?
Gifts and treasures bequeathed to me over the years. I felt there's no sense in keeping them hidden away where only I can see them, so instead I leave them here for all to witness and enjoy.
I gaze into some of the displays as we pass them by. I've been at the library for so long that I stopped really noticing some of its features, like the treasure she mentioned. Statues, jewelry, dolls. There are all kinds of things that I'd forgotten about. Juliet recounts stories for some of them, about sailors and merchants who gave her things in exchange for food or shelter, or just for company. Both the kids and I listen with rapt attention, while Juliet gazes off into the... I don't feel like Miho would know rapt. Gazes off into the distance as she remembers the past. We eventually reach the end of the shelves, where Armand notices Cosette's painting on the wall. He runs over to it with Cello trailing behind.
My daughter, Cosette.
She's so pretty.
Juliet smiles thinly. I glance anxiously between her and the students, wondering if I should try to move us along, but Juliet clears her throat.
Cosette is actually the reason this library exists.
Really?
Even I look at Juliet in surprise. I don't think I've heard that before.
Yes. She also loved to collect books, to the point where we could hardly fit them all on our shelves. She suggested that we allow others to borrow them too, in order to share the stories that we loved so much.
Whoa. If I had enough books to open my own library, I'd never have to go anywhere again. I could just stay home and read all day.
What about the theater?
That would be the
or
life.
museums? Or school?
I'd still go to places for fun sometimes, but who needs school when you've got so many books?
They both laugh when we move on to the back part of the library, away from the shelves. Juliet shows them the kitchen and the dining room, as well as what it's like behind the front desk. Eventually we reach the bottom of the stairs.
What's up there? Can we go see?
That's where bedrooms are. And Juliet's office.
Oh. Can we go see?
Armand, that's like a private area.
There are some parts you can visit. I have a feeling you might enjoy seeing my study.
Really? Well, let's go!
Juliet leads the way, and we all follow her into the study.
Whoa!
Yeah. Whoa. It's like a whole other library.
Just like I was, they're shocked by how many more books are crammed into here. Something rustles in the corner. Cello yelps in fear as she sees one of the bats hanging from the ceiling. It rubs its face with one wing like we just woke it up, which we probably did.
Ah!
It takes a moment for Armand to spot the bat as well.
Oops! I'm sorry, Orpheus. I should have seen if anyone was sleeping.
The bat flaps its wings in what seems like an indignant way, glaring at Juliet.
It has a name?
The bats are Juliet's friends. They sleep in here a lot of the time. Oh, I'm sorry for yelling.
Despite that, Cello keeps a good distance from the corner where Orpheus is.
It's quite all right. I'm sure he'll be back to sleep in no time. This is my study, where I keep a variety of records and other books that are less interesting to most patrons. However, I suspect you may find some of them useful for your project.
Armand and Cello browse around, although they both shoot nervous glances at the bat every so often. Orpheus closes his eyes and either goes back to sleep or at least pretends to.
You're right. Some of these look really old.
And handmade.
You're both correct. Many of these volumes were handwritten, or not widely distributed.
So not many people have read them, right? Oh, that would be perfect for our project.
I am not sure these are available to borrow like the others, Armand.
Oh, right.
His wings and tail both droop down. I feel like I know what Juliet's going to say before she says it. That you can take them.
Generally not. But if you promise to be very careful, I wouldn't mind letting you take a few with you. So long as you return them when you're done.
Really? Oh, we can definitely do that, right, Cello?
Yes! As long as it's really okay.
It really is.
Thank you so much!
The two of them look around with even more enthusiasm, to the point where they even get a bit closer to Orpheus. Not too close, though. Juliet and I lean against the wall and watch.
Is this the first time you've let people borrow the books from in here?
The first time in a while, at least. I don't see a reason to deny them, though. It's nice to see how excited they are by the prospect.
That's true.
After a few minutes, Armand and Cello approach us with a small stack
Are
of books
these okay
each.
for us to take?
Juliet glances them all over before
Yes,
she
that's
nods.
fine.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks again.
Come on, let's go show Pippa. Even she'll
Sorry.
have to be impressed by these.
Sorry about the slight delay and like me clicking there. I was kept clicking my feet pedals but missing, so I kept taking a second to actually click it. Waving goodbye to us, the kids hurry off downstairs, being careful not to drop or damage the books they're carrying. Juliet and I stay behind near the hallway to
That was
Juliet's
fun.
room.
I learned a lot too.
I'm glad. It was nice to have a reason to indulge in those memories for a while.
You never told me you started the library because of Cosette.
I didn't? My. I suppose it never came up.
I lean against Juliet and she wraps her arm around me. I should get back to work soon, and I know Juliet still needs to sleep, but I'm glad to have this extra moment together. There's plenty I still don't know about Juliet, but I'm looking forward to learning it. Aww. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this episode for now. I'm excited to be back. Again, for you guys, there's no change. I bulked so much during Christmas break that like it's not even close to like getting caught up. Like on my channel right now, they're still in Aspen's route in chapter 5. So like I'm still like really far ahead. So like it doesn't matter to you guys that I didn't record it for a few weeks cuz I'm good. But yeah, with all that being said, I'm really excited to be back recording more of it. Even only after a few weeks, I'm really excited. But yeah, with all that being said, I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one. Bye-bye.